Roll the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from T-Briz Studios, it's the Adult Baby Show.
Uh-oh, where's the audience?
There's that old familiar sound.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Adult Baby Show. I am T-Briz.
I'm B.
And I'm Chic.
We are your hosts on this wonderful weekly podcast that we do.
Great to be with you guys.
Hey guys, Taylor looking like the Kool-Aid guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little time in the sun there, buddy?
Yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. I got some sunburn going, and it wasn't like this when you guys first got here, right? It's
progressively getting redder as we go on.
Because I've progressively been feeling it.
Yeah.
Kind of get worse. Can you wait? I gotta look in the webcam. It looks like I have that thing around the eyes.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
it
you
looks worse
do.
on
Oh
that.
my God. And this, if you're watching on YouTube, you could see around my eyes where my sunglasses were. It looks like I got one of those fucking like superhero mask things around my eyes, like that raccoon eye thing.
You got
going.
that raccoon eye.
Oh, this is flattering.
I've never seen a tan like grow indoors. Like,
You know what it is? It's
ripened.
just settling in right now. I can almost see the heat coming off.
You
Yeah.
can see there's a line down the middle of my arm.
There it is.
You can see it.
Jesus
The outside of my
Christ.
arm is beet red. The inside of my arm is pale white. I just look like a
Does this happen every time you go out in the sun?
No, I was
If
only
you're
out
not
there.
protecting, like if you don't put any, did you put like sunscreen on or no?
No, I didn't. I just went for a quick bike ride. I went to Jones Beach and back. I live
Yeah,
in
real quick.
That's a quick bike
Yeah,
ride.
That's a real
Jesus.
quick bike ride.
I live on Long Island, New York, and by me is a bike path that takes me to the South Shore of Long Island, and it's Jones Beach, and it's about a 45-minute bike ride there, 45-minute back. So
Yeah, I
that's.
was just gonna ask
I
you
was
how
out in the
long
sun
that
for
is.
maybe 2 hours.
That's not quick.
It's just a quick 2-hour bike
Just a
ride.
quick 2-hour bike ride. Get the fuck out of here.
What's a quick bike ride?
Around the block? Oh, I just drove to the convenience store and back. That's a quick bike
Yeah.
ride.
Oh,
Going
to the
to 7-Eleven.
convenience store back. Like to me, that's what's the point? Bike ride. What do you? I'm going out for a
'Cause you
bike
still
ride.
got to get there.
Well, that's a bike ride with a purpose. If you have like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to like go pick something up from the store, I'm going to go for a quick bike ride there. But a bike ride just for the sake of a bike ride, there's like, well, I'm just going to go on a bike ride around the block. Like,
Yeah,
just
there's
to go
no-
on a bike ride. That's what's the
That's
point?
like what you did when you were a kid. Just
Yeah.
ride your bike around the block with your friends. I got into riding the bike path a couple of years ago. I loved it.
There's a few of our people we know that do that with the bikes.
Yeah.
They love bike riding.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Once
Yeah.
you get into it,
Chick, believe it or not, there's a whole community of people out there that do physical activity on a regular basis. Walking, running, bike riding, especially when
Can't
it's...
believe it.
Can
Yeah,
you believe
it's-
that?
it's-
We landed on the moon.
oh god,
What were you going to say, B?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh,
Why did it look like I was gonna say
Yeah,
something?
it did.
I thought you had something to say, but I don't know. So
I never have anything to say.
But anyway, yeah, that's why I'm beet red. I got to throw some aloe on this baby. It's like
I
bad.
like feel bad for you right now looking at you.
And the other problem with this is, if anybody's listening has issues like me, the pale white skin issues, is that I have to be really conscious of evening this thing out. Because now,
Yes.
like I said, there's a distinct line down the middle of my arm between red and white. It's like two sides. It's like the
really
yin and the
is.
yang.
Yeah.
It's like like I have to
There's
now.
no like nice and fluid
Right. There's
change
no
there.
transition.
Yeah,
It does. They
it's-
look total opposite. So I have to consciously now go out and like lay down like in the Jesus Christ
uncomfortable
pose.
position just to get
Like-
tans.
Right. Like lay down in the Jesus Christ pose with my arms out so the bottom half of my arms could get some color to match the top half of my arms. Like a weirdo while people are like walking by, like I'm laying on the ground like this. Like I don't know. And you know what I realized too is that there was a time in my life where I just didn't care, but I've become conscious of this stuff where I'm like, oh man, I got to go work on my tan.
Yeah, gotta work on your tan.
Like, I feel the need to like work on my tan because I look like a monster.
Yeah, but you probably notice it more than anybody else. We just see like a big red guy coming at us.
Yeah,
we don't see the pale
I
lines.
don't really see the pale lines and like that much until now that you say it.
Yeah. Well, I can feel it too. It's like my body's two different temperatures right now.
Yeah,
It's like my shoulders are burning up. My armpits are feeling nice and cool. Thank God I didn't get an. See, that's the other thing. I'd be careful.
You gotta
get
be
a sunburn in a place like that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so uncomfortable. Oh, that spot behind the knee
Yeah.
on the back. You fall asleep.
Because then every time you bend it, it's like so painful.
Anytime you bend it or wear jeans or walk or do anything or just think. Anytime you sneeze or just wake
Awful.
up. Anytime you wake up and start feeling your body again, you're like, I got to get out of bed and move.
No, did you ever? I'm sorry, you can go first.
I got it like on the top of my foot once, like by my ankle,
that's a tough
and it was
spot.
like I couldn't. I just had to sit out the week. It was awful. Like I couldn't put on sneakers or it was
socks or anything like
it was
that?
so bad.
That's gotta be
It was
tough.
like it was awful.
Did you ever try and get your thigh tanned, pick your shorts
what's
up a
the
little
point?
bit?
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
some
guess I do.
people kind of because it's like you don't want it just by the knee. That's a tough spot to get burned.
Yeah.
so you can't even wear like pants.
And then you're in bed and the sheets hurt. Everything hurts.
Everything hurts.
Take
I-
a shower, it burns.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the top of the foot sunburn you're talking about.
Yeah.
I had really bad top of the foot sunburn once.
I remember that.
That was second degree burns.
Really?
It bubbled up and my entire foot swole up. I wonder if I can find a picture. I'm going to put it up on Instagram
wish
this
I
week
had
and
that
disgust
picture.
everybody.
Oh my God.
Everybody's going to unfollow us on Instagram because of
Yeah.
this disgusting foot picture I'm going to put up.
Worst.
But I actually took a week off from work because I couldn't walk on it. I had one of those chairs with the wheels on the bottom like I'm sitting in now. And to get around my apartment, I had to push myself because I couldn't stand up and walk on them. My feet were so.
Oh, my
I went to the
God.
doctor. He gave me a tetanus shot.
What?
Like, usually you get sunburn, right? You put aloe on it. You take care of it. You do something.
And it's
I got
okay.
sunburn so bad the doctor was like, "You need a fucking tetanus shot."
But isn't tetanus
What?
for like? I feel like that's more for like bacteria. I was thinking maybe more like a steroid. they
I
would give
think
you.
he
Maybe
just
it was just bubbling so much that they were like, it's going to get infected.
right. I think it was
Possible.
a precaution that I could get some sort of infection with it being on the foot and everything.
Yeah.
And
What
I don't know
part of
what
the
his
foot was it on
thought
again?
process was, but
The
guy.
top.
the top, like right here.
Yeah, the top part of my foot, and it swelled up. It went from looking like Freddy Krueger's face at one point, where it was all bubbly
Yeah.
and red. But the bubble got so big that it was the size of a golf ball on the top of my foot. There's just this pouch filled with fluid.
Did you ever
This is-
pop it?
No, I think I just let it kind of do its thing, and I didn't touch it.
I honestly don't know if I wouldn't be able to pop that because I remember what that looked like, and I don't know if I would have been able to not pop it.
Well, I know, like we talked about on. Well, actually, we'll be talking about this on the next episode.
Yeah.
That Chicolo has there you go. I drop his name. The chick has a tattoo.
deserves to drop
Chick
his
has a
name.
tattoo on his arm that looks like it's getting infected, and he can't stop fucking touching the damn
Yeah.
thing.
can't help it.
Poking at
So
it.
I get-
cannot help it.
You can't help anything. Kay. You have no self-control.
Yeah,
I have self-control in certain things.
we're gonna talk more about that on the next episode.
Stay tuned. Find out next.
We gotta line up on that.
Find out next.
Will Chick ever stop touching his infected tattoo?
Find out next.
Yeah, we stopped opening the show like that. For people who listen, well, I think we got to a point where we were like, okay, that's
Didn't.
enough.
It's not working.
We thought that was going to be a funny intro, inside joke,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. I
Yeah,
don't
not
think
so much.
Some things you just sort of drop and
Some
pick up.
things just-
We'll see.
exactly. We'll see what happens. Maybe
Again,
we'll
every
figure
week
something
we're
else
finding
out.
our footing. We're figuring it out, trying better ways to do this.
Yes, we are. And on that note, I believe B has some stories
Well.
to tell us.
Let's hear it, baby.
All right. Put myself in an embarrassing situation.
My transitions are the worst, by the way. Wasn't that bad? How do you transition out of that into
I
what we're
think-
just going to tell stories?
I don't think we need to transition. Sometimes you don't even need to transition.
You know what? Just
Just let B
next.
start talking about,
Yeah.
it's
Sorry,
every week
B.
another
No,
awkward
it's all right.
story. We should call this a segment. B's awkward story of the week.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And I'm going to go out of my way to put myself in awkward.
You don't have to go out of your way. Apparently,
you're right.
It comes quite naturally.
It just happens. You just
does.
I love this. I love the B socially awkward B.
Yeah.
But I'm
You
also a
live
real
up to
cool cat too.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is.
you are
You know?
one cool cat.
All right. I could be socially awkward at some points, but I'm also pretty cool to be around.
You've never been
He's a cool
socially
dude.
awkward with your friends, I feel like, to an extent. Like, I've never.
No,
hung
it's
out with
mostly
you.
strangers.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah,
It's
that-
just
no,
once you
that's-
don't know somebody, you are completely
That's what I
a
mean.
different individual.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't even want to deal with them. So this past week, I had to go to a I was dropping something off for work, so I had to go to a business. It's like an office, but it's a garage. It's for like one of the school districts where they store a lot of their stuff. So I had to drop off a couple of things over there, and every time I go there, the door's unlocked. There's nobody there. Once or twice I've seen somebody in this building. So I go there, and the mood hit. I had to use the restroom. Okay, so I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Nobody's here. I just want to get this over with. I'm alone.
I love how B has to use the restroom. This is how I frame it up. But in order to do it, he's got to mentally justify and prepare himself with, oh, well, you know what? I got to go. But let me, actually, okay, nobody's around. All right, this is good.
Pros and cons,
okay, all right. I might be able to use the restroom. What else are the qualifications for using the restroom?
The reason, it's not like it's my place of work. I don't work there. I'm just dropping something off. So, like, they don't really know I'm even there. Like, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be there just to drop it off, but I'm not supposed to use the facilities.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
So, yeah.
But see, I know how two people, there's another side where some people might look at that and go, fuck it, I don't know these people, and I don't work here. I'm just going to use their bathroom. Who cares? What are they going to say? Kick me out? I'm leaving right after this anyway.
I'm going to
I
leave
don't
it
think
not
that
even
way.
flush.
I overthink everything.
I don't know because I haven't been in that situation how I would react as well. So I'm just going to have to be on the side of B right now. I get it.
I just felt awkward doing it in the first place. So I get in there. I'm doing my business.
Number one or number two?
It was a number two.
Okay, so that's a big
yeah,
factor.
no, if I
too.
was just peeing.
You're sticking out somebody's office right now.
Yes.
Is it a solo bathroom where you're the only one in there? Or is it a public bathroom with
it's
multiple
solo.
stalls?
It's like a small place.
So-
it's like the size of this, and then there's a garage attached to it. So
there's the other thing is, too, you're in there, you're shitting the fucking place out and sticking it out.
yeah. Well, you don't have
So
to
what
be
if
so
somebody
graphic.
knocks?
What, you trying to say your shit don't stink?
I'm not saying that, but it wasn't like I'm stinking out the joint. You know,
Yeah, you
Freshen
are.
up the joint.
freshen up the joint.
Joint.
So
Well, and then you got to worry
I
about
love
somebody
candles.
knocking. You got to worry about somebody knocking and then waiting outside of it and
Well-
knowing that you're like, oh, he's taking 3, he's taking 4 minutes, he's definitely sitting down.
Yep, that's
nobody's
what they know, yeah.
but nobody's supposed to be there.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. That's why it was a little
So
weird.
it's safe though.
Wait,
But-
is nobody supposed to be there, or you're just not used to somebody being there? There's a big difference.
It's almost like I walked into somebody's apartment and took a shit. I don't think I'm explaining this right. Like I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally just supposed to drop off a thing for them and leave. Like this is their office. I'm not supposed to be there. Nobody knows who I am there. Some guy, the boss, was like, "Can you just drop this off for me?" And I was like, "All right." And I decided to take
I'll
this.
drop that off.
And
for
I
you.
dropped off more than I bargained for. So as I'm in there, I'm already a little nervous. I hear the door open up to the office, and 2 men are in there now talking. And now I'm like,
Please don't use the bathroom.
do I stay in here or do I leave? They know that there's a car out there, and I hear them talking about the van outside. That's my van, and I'm like, oh
The
Jesus
big
Christ!
one with the big logo
And-
on it?
Yeah, and the guy's like, hey, they must be here. I don't. Do you see them? I don't see them. And I'm
But
just.
what's the big van outside? It's the place that you work for.
Yes.
You have a work van that
Yes.
has, like Chick said, there's a big logo
There's a
on
big
it.
logo.
So it's obvious that, okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So I have two decisions. Do I go out and show my face?
You scream from in the bathroom, I'm right here, I'll be
Yeah.
right out.
I love how he's framing this up with he has 2 decisions because I'm thinking you only
got
have
one
one,
decision.
which is you have to go. You have to do
tell
that.
them.
No,
Wait,
listen.
let's see what decision
The
number
other
2 is.
decision is to wait them out.
Well, wait them
out.
Hopefully they don't use the bathroom,
Hope-
see how long they hang
Because
out.
they don't. Nobody is. They're never there. Anytime nobody's there. So I'm like, maybe they're just dropping something off real fast and leaving. So I wait.
Kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah.
B was supposed to drop something off and then leave, and then he said, "You know what? I'm going to drop something else off
Yeah,
on
I-
here
I
too,
need to drop
and
it.
also then leave."
So
Oh, this is getting good.
of course I went with option number 2. I'm going to wait them out. I
Okay.
was done, and now I'm just sort of waiting there for these guys to leave. And I hear
What
them.
do you do while you're waiting there? Are you like playing
I'm on
on
the
your
cell phone.
phone?
Yeah.
You're just playing
I'm
on
on
your
the cell phone.
Are you listening and paying attention to them? Still being paranoid the whole time?
I was.
or-
should've
Oh
went-
yeah.
when we should've
Oh yeah. I
went
wasn't
Facebook
like.
Live.
I wasn't like calmly on my phone. I was like just sort of looking and waiting for them. and like freaking out, because then now I'm going too long where it's if I get out then that they haven't noticed that the bathroom's shut or anything like that. So now I'm going a little too long where I'm like, now if I get out, it's just going to be weird. So now it's like I should have got out earlier, but now I'm stuck in there. Yeah. So I ended up waiting them out, and I thought they were gone. They weren't gone. They were outside smoking a cigarette. So now they're like, oh, we didn't know. It was just a very awkward. Obviously, I made it more awkward. I'm like, hey guys, sorry, I was in the bathroom. And they're like looking at me like, who are you? It was just a very bizarre situation.
What was this? What was the conversation like? Is this as you're passing by, like quickly trying to get out of there?
Quick. I'm just. It's almost like.
Did they say anything? What did they actually say?
I'm sure they said a lot after I left.
They didn't say anything to you.
They kind of they just looked at me strange because they were like, what is this guy doing here first? And there's a guy that just walked out of a place that we were in for 10 minutes. And was he hiding? Where was he? So, that's what happened to me.
Laughing into the mic is good, Chick.
Yeah.
Oh, I can laugh into the
Yeah, laugh
mic?
into it. The only reason I told you to pull the mic away from your mouth before was because you were breathing into it during B's story like this.
Even when I'm not trying to interrupt, I'm interrupting.
Yeah.
So,
You're in a constant state of interruption.
Oh, that's too funny. Just another slice of B's.
Just another
awkward
slice.
Fucking
Hey, it's something else.
That was just a Tuesday at noon.
All aspects of your life.
I know. I'm not proud.
What's funny to me is you are sort of, I can relate to the part of your brain that says, I have options here. Mm-hmm. I'm aware I got options.
Yeah.
One is to do this, one is to do the other thing, and you're making the plans and you're doing it, but it's the best stories are the ones where your options just, it doesn't matter which option you go with. The reality is you're going to face the awkward
face it.
at some point.
Gotta face the music. That's life, right?
It's great.
I would have just screamed from inside. I'll be right out. Be
Yeah,
right out, guys.
But you don't get the awkwardness that like I'm really not like
No, you know what you tell them? I know you guys had the door open. I was doing a delivery. I had to go to the bathroom. My apologies.
Yeah.
I'll be right. I'm sorry.
I guess I don't know.
Then you turned it into the situation.
I know.
Where they leave, but they don't leave. You walk out of the place that they were in for 15 minutes.
What about
And I gave them a few minutes to like get out of there and leave, and they were still just hanging out. Unless they quietly knew that, like, this idiot must be in our bathroom. So
what if you just came out, stopped short, looked them both straight in the eye when they both looked at you, and you went, guys, do not fucking go in there for like 10, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll see you later. By the way, there's that package I just delivered. Yeah, all right, bye.
There's your paint, guys. See you later.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, that's me.
Wow.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
You just live the life you're given, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
I had a toilet bowl issue this past week.
Did you?
Yeah.
God, what is with us and toilet bowls?
I know.
the skit we made is all about toilet bowls.
Yeah, we're really...
Yeah, I know. This is really
a toilet
humor.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, for those who don't know, we have a skit up on YouTube. It's about public bathroom tips and tricks, and it's supposed to be funny.
Yes.
But it's kind of weird. Right. We got some mixed feedback about it. We're working on it. We're going to make something funnier in the future, but we got to just do it, man.
We would have been better off just filming me in that bathroom.
Got to just do it.
Like you said, going Facebook Live. We probably would have gotten more views.
But anyway, after plugging that, let's get into Chick's story.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
What did you do to a toilet?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
So it's getting close to time to go at work. So I'm like, I got about a 25-minute drive, and I'm like, should I go to the bathroom first, or should I just hold it, wait till I get home? I got about 5 minutes left, so I'm like, you know what? Let's take these last 5 minutes of work and let them pass.
Because you're going to get paid for those last 5 minutes
That's right.
of doing no work, but using the job.
Exactly. It's just that, you got to go to the bathroom.
I love getting paid to use the bathroom at work.
So I go in the bathroom. I do my business. Now I work in I got commercial toilets. So as soon as you stand up, toilets automatically flush.
Yeah.
So I do my business. I get up. Toilet flushes. I notice there's a little kickback. So
What do you mean kickback?
like I just turned around.
Why do you have so much trouble talking into the mic?
Yeah.
Like you're
What do you
telling a story right now,
Just
and
like
you're
his-
turning your head in
It's
the
like
mic.
his nipples out.
Oh, my nipples are out.
Everything's all discombobulated with
Oh my
you.
God! Ew!
You're focusing on
This fucking.
You're focusing on his mic. I'm just staring at his nipple over here. Jesus
My
Christ.
nipple's right in B's face.
I know we promised not to interrupt our stories, but
No,
that was
you got it. You got it.
We got
the
it.
mic is going like this. The nipple's
Yeah.
looking at me. It's,
You are fucking.
go on.
I'm
This
a
is
disaster.
This is just
Yeah.
the most unprofessional part of the
Yeah.
show. Oh God! Anybody watching on YouTube just saw your.
They
your
saw
tip.
it.
I don't mind.
Yeah, you fucking
I know.
showing them. Oh God! Don't do
I'm
it.
gonna make these-
Oh my God!
We're gonna get banned.
I gotta make that the thumbnail for our
Yeah.
YouTube. That's gonna be
my
the thumbnail
God.
for this
Boom,
episode.
Do it. I don't mind.
Oh my
Shitties
God.
titties. Oh
Wow, those are
Jesus!
some-
All right, so
Sorry,
I do my
podcasters.
business. There's a little kickback. So I go to turn around, and now even though they're automatic flushers, you could still, there's like a little button that you go to press.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing a sweatshirt, and my keys are in my hooded, like the pocket of my sweatshirt. Go to lean over to hit the flush button. As I lean over, my keys, which have both my work keys, my car keys, and both of my house keys.
So hold
All
on,
on
let me
it.
tell you. On your key ring, you have all your keys.
Yeah, that's
for all
so
your
crazy.
things that you use keys for.
Yeah, but some people have their car key on a
Who
separate
has multiple
thing.
sets of keys? It's
I
just a
don't
key ring.
know.
You have your keys on there.
You have it
Got
all on the
all
same
my
thing.
keys. Boom. Hit the fucking toilet. Now I don't even press the button, but because there's an automatic flush, it fucking flushes right down the toilet. I throw my hand in. Yeah, I did.
Ah.
It was a quick reaction. I had all my keys. I need to get the fuck out of there. I go to reach. Boom.
Oh.
Whole set of keys right down the fucking toilet. And I got stuck at work for about, I don't know, 40 minutes before my cousin was able to bring my spare set to my
Oh
job.
my God.
And then I had to go home.
You'd figure an athlete like you would be able to scoot those keys
Not a
out.
quick enough reaction. I
Yeah.
almost had him.
What happened to those softball skills that
Yeah.
you have? Like
Those
fielding those
cat-like
ground
reflexes.
balls. Cat-like reflexes.
My arms, I blame that on having short arms.
Yeah, short arms.
Yep.
Oh God.
Like alligator arms.
Short arms, long stories. Jesus. So they're
And both of those are a disadvantage to your life.
yeah, and ours. So the keys are gone. The keys are completely gone.
Every one of my keys gone.
Every one of them that was
Every
on
Wait,
the
so they
single
went
one.
down? They all went down
Yeah,
the
they
drain?
went down,
They
the,
went down
drain.
the drain.
They didn't even stop or go down. And I'm talking
How do
about-
you get those back? Is
I
there a
don't.
way? Do
They're
you call the
gone.
building and like? Is there a trap somewhere
I
where they
went to.
filter that
I
shit
did
out?
ask our manager, the building manager, and he said there's not a chance in hell. It's like commercial toilets, commercial plumbing, and it like so there's not a chance in hell you're getting those back.
I wonder if your parents
now I
considered
only
not giving
have-
you the key back, like a new key.
Yeah.
Like well, he doesn't have a key anymore, so should we just?
No, that was their chance, and they caved. We got new keys, so I
Like-
got all my new work keys. But it took me about a week to get them, and now I'm I have my keys back.
Good, now
It
you
was-
can
it
get
was a
into
tough
doors.
day. Now I can get into doors in my home.
Is
That's
this the
good.
first time this happened to you?
Losing keys or flushing keys?
Well, flushing them down the toilet.
Yes, that's the first time I've really ever flushed anything down the toilet like that.
Okay. That's
Why,
good.
you feel like that's a common thing?
No, I'm just wondering
I've
how
dropped
common of a thing it is for
phone-
you.
I've dropped a phone in the toilet once,
There you go.
but the phone was actually fine, thank God, and
Good.
everything was good. That was my personal toilet.
Wow.
Good story, Chick.
Yeah,
I like
that's-
when Chick brings stories to the table.
Yeah, see, you mess with me, how I'm a little bit of a disaster, but you're right there with me, pal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big disaster.
B,
time.
you were kind of just telling a story. B's story was talking about going into a building that he kind of like wasn't his building, and it reminded me of a short little story about a job I used to have. Let me try to frame this up because I haven't really thought of this. It just kind of dawned on me. So, all right, I worked at an office building, and this was a time in my life where I was drinking a lot.
Okay.
I was drinking a lot, like on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
drinking, and I would drink till all hours of the morning, and then show up to this job. And I was very tired when I got to this job, and I'd just make it to the job like late, and then I'd be so tired, I'd be like, I'd fall asleep at my desk, and I'd be like, I've got to go sleep somewhere. So I would just take the elevator down, go to my car, set an alarm. In my head, early lunch. I'm taking an early lunch. That's what everybody will think. I'm taking an early lunch. Yeah, right. They were probably all like, dude, he stinks like alcohol again. And then I would go and I would take a nap in my car, and I'd go back up to the office. One day, I was so tired that I accidentally hit on the elevator the up button. And I got in the elevator, and the doors opened up to this entirely empty floor. And I looked around, and I thought, because I'm so tired and hungover and still kind of out of it, I look, and the doors open, and I go, what the fuck? I'm like, where am I? And I look at the numbers on the elevator. I realize I'm on the penthouse, the top floor, and it's empty. A huge, all to myself. So I go, you know what? This is actually pretty good.
Oh my God.
So
That's insane.
yeah. So I start looking around. I'm thinking, I don't know.
Was there
I could just take a nap up here. I don't even have to go out to my car.
Was there like desks set up there, or was it just like a big empty space?
It was pretty empty. There were no chairs. There were no desks. So I found like this little corner where I went. It was like, I can't think of the square footage of the place, but I mean, it was big. It was,
Yeah.
I don't even know what 1,000 square feet looks like.
Right.
What's 1,000 square feet? I mean, it's like, I think trying to think of a building to compare it to, but I can't think of anything. But it was huge.
It's big.
Yeah.
So I would start going up there to sleep.
So this became your
Oh,
spot.
this
Yeah,
became
just-
a
It
hidden-
wasn't a one-time deal. This is like every noon around 12:30. I'm gonna go up
Find
to the
Taylor
penthouse.
at the penthouse.
It wasn't even 12:30. It was like I'd get to work at 10, and by 10:45, I'd
Oh
be
my
up there.
God.
I was a degenerate, and I went up there, and I just found a nice little corner, and I was just sleeping on the floor. Like in my work clothes, I had like nice pants on, like a button-up shirt tucked in, and like then like my head on my arm, like sprawled out on the floor, and I would pass out. And I'd set an alarm, and sometimes I'd even sleep through it. But I had this whole floor to myself.
I had this whole floor to myself.
I did this for a while until one day I woke up
Oh no.
and I heard people up there, and I'm thinking, oh shit. Like, how do I explain this?
That's worse than mine.
So-
yeah, this
shit.
is.
So I'm out of it, and I'm in this corner, and I'm just freaking out. I'm like, they're gonna come find me. Who's up here? Is it the people I work with? Did they see me getting in the elevator? Did they see it going up? Were they thinking, what the fuck is this guy? This guy who just
Oh my
started
God.
working here? Like, I was new.
You're new and
I
you're doing
just
this?
started working there. I worked
How do
at
you get away with going away for that long?
Yeah, that's what I want. To
I don't
ask.
know. They had just hired me. I was only working there. I only wound up working there for 3 months.
you're
And they were
kidding me.
letting me get away with stuff, and I don't know why. Maybe in their head, it was a temp to hire position, and maybe in their head they were thinking they were just going to let me go at some point, but giving me a chance because I was putting out some kind of work. Like, it's not like I wasn't getting anything done. After I got to work, had my little upstairs nap in the top office.
Yeah.
About 2 o'clock when you got down to
About
work. You
2
pumped that up.
o'clock when I was fine. Once I had a sandwich and a hot chocolate and a Nesquik, a couple coffees, I was finally by like 3 p.m. I was ready to work. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm awake now. Where's my laptop?
Ready
Oh, here
to
it is.
go.
And nobody ever said anything to me. Nobody said, "Where are you
They're
going?
probably
What's going
scared of
on?"
you. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on with this guy?
Maybe
I don't
they
know.
were.
He disappears in the.
So wait,
penthouse.
what else happened when they're all up there now?
All right, so I'm upstairs and I hear this, and I'm thinking, is it the people I work with? Is it somebody showing the place? Because it's a vacant floor. They're going to try to sell it at some point.
Yeah, it's
That's
not-
when it
this is
hits
not
me.
your sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, this floor actually comes with an employee.
That would have been a great out if they saw me and I just went, "Hey guys, ready to work?
I'm just waiting for somebody to take this office over.
When are you buying the place? I already kind of mapped out a spot for me, so if you don't mind me taking this
The
office."
last company left me here.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for somebody to pick me up.
Guys, I've been as you can see, I'm a hard worker. I even just sleep here half the time. I don't even go home to sleep. I sleep here. I'm just waiting to work. So I'm thinking it's that. I'm thinking maybe it's maintenance workers cleaning the place up because it was kind of in shambles. But I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do. How do I get out of this? What do I do? So of course the first thing I do is get up the floor and off the floor and stand up. But now I'm standing up and I'm kind of looking around. I'm trying to ear them out, and I'm trying to. It's a big floor.
So you're trying to walk away from them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play one of these games where I know where they are, and I'm quietly walking around, like, so they don't notice me, and I can make my way to the elevator so they don't even see me, so I can make an exit and kind of avoid them, like I'm in one of those video games.
Yeah.
Like if you get seen by the other character, it like gets aggro and it comes at you and it's like, hey, what are you doing here? That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm like in a movie, like trying to sneak by security.
Cat-like reflexes.
Yeah, cat-like reflexes.
Little ninja right there.
And that's what I did. I made
And
it.
you made it out?
I did. I did.
The elevator didn't do like a ding.
It did, but they were so far on the other side that by then I made it to the elevator, and I'm hitting the button like come on, like hitting the button 100 times gonna make the elevator go
Then you can just
faster.
say, listen, I was in the elevator, I pressed the wrong floor, came up, now I'm back down.
Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say, but I my heart was racing. I was panicking. I got into that elevator and I went back down. I believe I went down to my car and finished my nap down there. I wasn't ready to go back to work yet.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was my was my office.
Crazy. That
was the
You
one
got some
time I had.
balls on you, man.
Yeah, you do. You really
I've done
do.
some dumb things, and I don't know if I would have even done that.
You know what? I wouldn't even call it balls. I would just call it being a friggin' degenerate. Just I don't know. I guess maybe balls.
You still got to have balls to do that, even though you may be a degenerate. Some degenerates might just do it at their desk.
Yeah, I was falling asleep at my desk. That was the reason I did it. I said, I got to get up. I was scared every day going into that job. I was so scared that they were going to pull me in and talk to me about it. But anyway, I just kept on doing what I was doing. I just kept drinking every night, coming in tired. Like,
did you do that every day? Was it like, or was it enough? It was like a lot, or did you do that every single day that time?
It was often enough that I'm surprised nobody ever said anything to me, but it wasn't every day. Some days I'd come in and I'd work and I'd get stuff done.
Okay.
But
I had a guy, my last job, the medical company. We had like a big warehouse. So there was a guy, an older guy, that worked there, and he was a mess. He was in the post office. He was an alcoholic at one point. He got his shit together, but he was working for us. And he was just like one of these guys that was probably in his 50s but looked 75. And he was living with his sister. And we found out through another guy in the office that he had like a living problem where he couldn't stay with his sister. And he started sleeping in the warehouse, like on the hospital bed mattresses. He would just sleep there, and we had to like talk to him and be like, "Hey, you can't sleep in the warehouse."
how long was he doing it before you guys found out?
I don't think it was too long. I think it was like a couple of weeks because we had like cameras and like
So what happened? Like, had that conversation? That's a.
he was embarrassed. We had a
That's
couple
what I'm saying.
of
That's gotta be a tough
embarrassing.
conversation.
we had a
to
couple of weird stories with him.
Hey,
but
listen, we love that you work here, but we got, you can't live here.
yeah, but we don't.
You can keep your job, but you have to get another place to live.
have. You just gotta leave when work's over.
Yeah, when work ends, we really need you to go home and stop sleeping. Yeah.
Such a weird thing.
We don't. We thought of another way to try to talk to you about this. Really, this is just the only way to say it.
Sorry.
This was, but you feel bad for the guy too,
Yeah,
because
no,
this guy
that's
was
the
sleeping
problem.
there at night.
Yeah,
he would
he
get
was
there.
living there.
Yeah, he was living there. But we had another. This wasn't as bad as another thing we had with this same guy. He had like a relationship with another guy that we worked with, like a younger kid. Like he used to. They were both sort of, misfits, I guess. So they would text each other all the time, and so one night, me and the other guy, we used to sort of like run that back area. We get a call, and this kid is like, "Listen, we'll call him Freddie. Freddie's all screwed up. He's like, he called me, and he's slurring his words, and he was like 20 years sober at this point. So we're like, what happened? So
Relapse.
yeah, that's what we were like. It must be something. But he was having like shoulder problems at this time. So me and the other guy are like, we gotta go, and like if he's in real trouble, like then we couldn't get in touch with him, so we had to go to his sister's house around like 12 o'clock. It was late, and we had to knock on their door, and they came out. It was like in a weird neighborhood too. Well, you know, a neighborhood where you just don't, I'm like, I don't feel safe knocking on this door at night. Somebody's gonna come out with a weapon.
Yeah.
So we
Who's that knocking on my door?
and we heard like from inside, like we're like, somebody's at the door? Huh? Who's at the door? Who at this hour? And we're like, so then we have to do the awkward thing of like, hey, we think that, you know, your brother is might be messed up in the room. We don't know. Like, we were worried for his life because he was slurring and like he was talking like it's just time for me to go. To, you know, like,
saying
so
some
we were like
morbid shit.
Dude, I swear to God, I thought I was gonna walk in and find this guy dead in his bed. So we get into the house, and it's just this weird house, and we are knocking on the door. We're knocking on his door now, and they're all panicking now. So we're knocking on this guy's door, no answer. Like, and so the other guy, he's like ready to get tools and break down the door, and me and the guy that I work with, we're like just looking at each other like, what the fuck are we gonna do here? And as right before we started like getting ready to knock down, we hear a
Oh, good, he's alive.
yeah, and we're like, he's alive. So, and we're like, all right, well, he's okay, and
He's all right. All right, let's go.
Then we got out of there, and we're just like, that was intense. Like, that could have been, and then, but so we had like an awkward conversation that he took off the next day. He apologized. Apparently, he like took too many pills by accident, and it just got really weird. So we don't
That's awkward.
We don't even know the full story, but so that was before he was sleeping in the warehouse. So we already had this uncomfortable moment.
Yeah.
So after you have one, it's like, all right.
All right.
So
Patterns.
Yeah.
This may not
type
work
of
out,
stuff
sir.
is like, okay, between what he's saying and what we're observing, where is the actual truth lie in these stories?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's a good story.
It's an interesting story, to say the least.
Yeah.
I have no transition out of that into this next thing I was going to talk
all right,
about.
let's do it.
Are we
you
done
don't have
talking
to worry about
that?
transitions.
Yeah, but how do I set this up? Here we go. Yeah, that's an awkward situation to have to deal with. Here's an awkward situation I had to deal with.
Yeah. There you go.
Actually, right after this, I want to talk about the thing Roseanne said because I think we all want to talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's get into that.
We wanted to go.
Bitch.
I have. Oh my god. Oh god. Jesus. So, I have a quick thing, a silly thing that I said the other day. Actually, last night I went to buy some pizza, and when I got there, I had one of those moments where I just wanted a whole pie for myself.
Yeah, sometimes you have those moments.
So I said, I'm ordering a whole pie, and I ordered a whole pie, and I told them on the phone, I need 4 sauces with
there
the pie.
you go.
Like, okay.
Like
all right.
What are your
side of
sauces?
I just
said
for
ranch, right?
No, the marinara sauce.
For
Marinaras on the side.
marinara.
All right.
That's a strange way. You dip your pizza in marinara?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't put a lot of sauce on their pizza at this
Gotcha.
place, so I have to do it. So I get there, and I show up, and the guy gives me the pizza, and he says, "You're the guy with the 4 sauces, right?" I said, "Yeah, that's me. Thanks." And he goes, "What do you like to dip the crust and the sauces?" And I go, "Yeah, we all do. You know, all of us back at the house." Because I'm pretending like I'm not alone eating this pizza by myself.
Yep.
For some reason in my head, I needed to pretend to this guy like
It's not just me.
all of us at the house like these sauces. I have people to hang out with. I'm not lonely. I'm not going home with this whole pie and 4 sauces by myself. By the
guys
way,
are
you got a
sick.
2-liter of soda because everybody back
all
at the house
thirsty.
loves Coca-Cola too.
The kids are all thirsty.
The kids, the wife.
There's a birthday party over there.
I don't understand. You guys. Are
I've done
sick.
that too.
I do
know
some
you've
I've
weird.
done
mentioned
it.
that on
I do
know
some
B's
weird
done it.
weird
Yeah, you guys
stuff.
are like when you lie to like strangers. I don't give a fuck what they do.
It was a reaction. I don't even know why I did it that time. As I walked out of the store and said out loud to myself, "What the hell?" I was like, "Why did I say that?"
That's what
I've been hanging out with B too much.
Yeah, well, that's
It's rubbing
exactly.
off on me.
That's what
He
I
is
did with
rubbing
that.
off on you.
With my pizza story, weirdly enough, with the credit cards,
Right.
from a few episodes back.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I just got more, and I said, "Yeah, everybody wants it back at the office."
You know what?
Don't compare that to that.
But
You know
I
what?
said the same thing. It was just like a weird.
I realized we could make ourselves out to be whoever we
you
want the
want.
other
We
person,
can.
whoever we want the other person to see us as, and then when we walk out of that situation and we're left with ourselves, we just go, or I just go, Man, I am so lonely. Did I really say that?
Yeah.
Because you know what happened? Me and my girlfriend, she was living with me and she moved out. And we kind of, yeah, so I've been...
You're in...
that was my, I'm lonely, I need a whole pizza to the face
Yeah.
night. Like, I just got to, like...
So now Taylor's more
stuff
on our
myself
page.
down. Yeah, I'm with
more
you
on
guys.
me and B's page.
That
Yeah.
might be a good time to bring up the Find Chick a Chick, because Chick's on the Tinder and we have this offshoot of the show.
Yeah.
It's called
Yeah.
Find Chick a Chick, but it's been really slow and we really don't have anything, so we're not going to put out another episode of that until we do.
I haven't
Yeah.
been doing too good. There's not a lot of people swiping right on me, so we decided to clean up my account and go on to Plenty of Fish, try a different website with a more serious account, and we'll see how it goes from
We'll
there.
get
We
back
just
into
started this
that.
last night. Hopefully, we'll do a little rundown.
The
next
thing is,
couple
we want to
weeks.
make something entertaining out of it, but it's really, we've got nothing just for,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
so we
there-
got to
it'll just
go
be a
with it.
force right now. So
Something will eventually get there.
eventually a girl will date me.
I actually got...
Eventually get some real life human
Yeah.
being
Somebody
to
human-
sit within your presence, in your proximity, and stare at you. I mean, maybe...
Well, it depends how much we're willing to pay this person. So
Right.
Oh,
You know, just if you
anything
wear
for
that,
the show.
yeah.
if you wear that tank top, try to keep those
Yeah.
those nipples under control.
This would
Make
have
sure
been
they
a good
stay
shirt
inside.
to wear when we did my CBS nipple.
Jesus,
Yeah.
what the? Why
Put
did
the
he look
nipples
at us?
away.
Put them away.
You think this
What
is helping you? This isn't helping you.
Ugh.
It's not hurting.
I actually got on Tinder myself this week.
What's the
I
deal
got-
with that? Oh,
okay.
on Tinder.
Yeah. So
You did?
I did. So I'll tell you why. I went out to Fire Island for Memorial Day weekend with the family. Late night with my parents and my brother-in-law, my sister, my niece. Everybody were out there, and my dad starts talking about how great it is to be a grandfather, and he's like, "I just wish one day you could feel what it's like to be a grandfather." And I'm like, first of all, I instead of trying to be a grandfather, I'm just going to work on getting a girl to come back to the house with me. Let's not jump to grandfather stuff. So it turns into this whole conversation where my parents, and they're all like, well, you know, the family name ends with you. And I'm like,
Is that right?
yeah, I'm the last guy.
I got
I'm
no
the
pressure
I'm the
on you
last
with
I'm the
that.
last Ryan. So it like puts a little pressure on me. But also it doesn't, because what? I'm just going to start a family just to keep the Ryan name going?
Yes.
This prestigious name that we've built?
Hey, you got to do it. I'm so lucky in that regards. 2 brothers, 3 nephews.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I'm not. So it got to me, and I was like, maybe I'll just go on it. I've been on it for a week, and granted, I don't really go on too much, but it's like times where, like down times, I'll just start swiping. I've gotten 0 matches, nothing. Nobody wants to see
I
me.
got some matches. Do you swipe right on everything?
No,
That's the
I
thing.
swipe right on very rare. I find a lot of these people on there are not up to my standards.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. And then once you realize that you're not up to a lot of people's standards, you realize you got to swipe right and weed it out from that. But I'm
Yeah,
not
but
having much luck either, so I can't really.
I'm
brag.
not in such a rush to get into a relationship. I was talking with somebody last night, and
I'm not in a rush.
And
And I
I
like to,
Well, we started doing the Find Chick a Chick because he thought it was funny for the show.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wanted to
True.
make a show out of it. My suspicion was Chick started taking it too seriously and wasn't swiping right on everything.
I swear on my life,
All
you
right,
could
I
even
believe
talk
you.
to the people at work. I'm just not a good-looking kid, I think.
And if a byproduct of that was you actually found somebody you liked, that would have been great.
That's
Yeah,
what I
that
was
would've
hoping.
been-
But we got
I
nothing
wasn't-
entertaining going on with that right
Yeah,
now.
but I think it was too much of a joke where girls who are on there are just not going to swipe right on.
You might be
what I
right.
have out there.
Yeah, it was a jokey profile. We're gonna make something
By the
a little bit
way,
more
we
just gotta-
serious
we
on the
gotta
next
see- yeah,
episode.
we
by the
gotta
way,
make it a little more serious.
he on the way here, I looked at his Plenty of Fish. That message that you sent to the girl,
Oh wait,
the worst message I've ever seen in my life. This girl was really attractive
she
too.
was.
So, what did you say?
I'm loading it up right now. You can hold on. Let's see what it was. It was.
It was just
Well,
so awful.
You know, Tinder's not the best place, I think, to actually find people.
You're
anyway.
probably right.
That app is, I don't know.
Suspect.
Yeah, that app
Yeah.
is suspect. And you mentioned something about you don't know if you're ready for a relationship. Is that what you said?
All right, so
but
I
your
was
parents are kind of pushing
I was
you.
talking to
Oh,
somebody.
go ahead.
They're not pushing me at all. No, but they sometimes they bring up stuff where they're like, I can tell that like they're like
They want you to have.
they're
a
like
fucking kid.
worried that I'm gonna reach the point where it's like the
late.
point of no return.
Well, did you let them know, like, hey, I'm on a podcast. It's called Adult Babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will really
There's a
ruin the
reason
podcast.
for that.
No, and I
start
just
growing up and acting like a real adult. Just
I
yet.
really
What if the podcast takes off?
Yeah.
takes off, you never know.
and I really enjoy my life that I live, where I can just sort of do what I want when I want.
I actually love
and
that, too.
the comedy stuff. Well, I'm going to be in the city every night. Well, I'm going to spend time with somebody. I don't know.
Find a city chick.
All right. So anyway, so this is the I pulled up his.
This girl was actually very.
She's very hot, and our buddy Chick goes, "Hey there, just came across your profile, and not trying to be corny, but it must be my lucky day." Ugh, what a gross
What the
line.
hell does that mean?
Must be your lucky day.
I was high.
So
it was
I
Let me
2 in the
see. Let me
morning.
see this. Give me that cell phone. I want to see what this is.
I wrote back, I guess it's your unlucky day.
So
Hey
he wrote
there.
another message to a B. I had him write it, and he goes, "Oh, I guess it's your unlucky day."
Just came across it.
I don't know, bro. You know how many things I raced before I did it?
That's just such an must be my lucky day. Ugh.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. So bring her something, like say something
I'm
worth.
not creative with that.
I'm just gonna go out there and say it too. That's the girl you messaged.
Yeah.
You're really. That's way out of your league. That is
Yeah.
way out of all of our.
That's out of
leagues.
our league.
No
That's out of
way.
everybody's league here.
No way.
This
Yes
is the problem.
way.
Is the distortion of your brain is such a no way.
Yeah.
Yes way. She's way out of all of our leagues. Just judging by that one picture.
You have
on the-
girlfriend
Go
dysmorphia.
message people like that. You got to
Yes,
think.
you do. I reach for the stars, bro. Fuck them. They ain't too good
Well,
for me.
Time to reach a little lower.
She's not like she's very pretty, but I wouldn't say, "Oh my God, she's." So
All right, let's
out
not
of-"
do a whole
She-
segment on how you know you're not going to get this girl.
Dude, she's way out of all
she's
three of our
di-
leagues.
She's beautiful.
Judge on looks alone.
And then you come with must be my lucky day.
Read her
What a
interest. What
gross
her
line.
interests say. I guess this is turning into Fine Chicken Chick.
Yeah.
I guess we'll
No,
do a
I'm
quick
sorry.
little 5-minute Fine Chicken
Her
Chick here.
interests are.
What is it? What does her
she's-
about me say? Is it one of those? I like to go out, but I also like to stay in
I
and
want-
watch Netflix.
no. Yeah.
It's like
This is where I
generic,
read it.
basic bitch.
I want to find a good person that has respect for me. More importantly, has respect for themselves.
That means she probably dated a real asshole in her day.
Yep. I want a person who is my equal, my friend, and future material.
Does this sound
material.
like you?
Yes, I believe love is still out there.
Do you think that this is all you right
Yes, yes. And you know what my big thing was?
Oh God, I can't wait.
here? What's your big thing?
It said smoker, and she said occasionally.
That's your big thing that she smokes.
That she
occasionally?
occasionally
You know
smokes.
that-
She
you know that
smokes,
means-
she's not too good for me.
You know that means cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah, no, I know.
She smokes pot too.
No, she smokes cigarettes. I can't have a girl who doesn't smoke because then they're gonna hate the fact that I smoke.
They're gonna hate a lot more than that.
Fuck you.
Wow.
All right, that's my update on my Tinder.
Well,
All right, yeah,
happy to
that's,
hear it.
That's enough. Let's talk about something else because
Yeah.
that's just the reason why there's going to be no Fine Chicken Chick this week, and maybe we'll figure out a way to wrap in B's
Yeah.
stuff into that too.
We'll
and
wrap in it. Hey, here's another week.
and
Nobody
honestly-
swiped on me.
I'm not. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to have any updates because I don't really feel like doing this dating stuff right now. I
Yeah,
kinda,
you don't need
I
to
think I
jump
need.
right back
yeah,
in.
Yeah,
I need
think
a break.
you need to take
I-
a little time for yourself.
You know what? I
You need
really.
some time for you.
You know what I need to? I'm really going to buckle down and just focus on this podcast, guys.
Woo!
Yeah, it's a podcast.
This is good for me and B.
Yeah, it's about time you started
Yeah, it's
buckling
about time
down.
we started doing some work.
Yeah. You know, my personality is I'll find something else to get obsessive about.
I
At
hope
least
this.
I know. Do you guys know this about me, or has it come out during this podcast
Yeah.
No,
and
I
stuff
didn't know that at all. I
Yeah,
didn't know
no,
at all.
this is news.
that I
Ben,
get? I
What?
get it.
You like to do things and be obsessive about them? No.
I get very obsessive.
Yeah,
I get
well,
latched onto an idea, and then I'll be up till 4 or 5 in the morning working on something because I'm obsessed with it, and that's what I need. I need a project to latch onto to keep myself
looking at a project right here.
sane.
Yeah.
What's that, Chick? You're a project.
Find
that's,
chicken
yeah.
chick, find adult babies,
You're
listeners.
a fucking science. You're a science project. It's just like,
Yeah, you are.
why does this man exist?
Who is this
What are
human?
the mysteries of the universe?
Let's talk about that fat cunt Roseanne.
Oh my god.
Yeah, talk about it.
Dude,
Wait, did you want to segue to something else first?
No, I want to talk about Roseanne, but that segue is the way you said that. Oh,
Yeah,
that
that was
I don't want to.
that was worse than your message to that pretty girl. Just
That's
I thought
mean.
that was a message.
all right.
Those
So
are
what-
really strong words that offend
They
a
are.
lot of people.
They are.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell
They're
you.
going to be
this.
calling for our heads soon. They're going to cancel
Yeah.
us.
My mom listened to our podcast once, and I was driving to my brother's, and I said on the way, "Let's listen to it." And
Was it the Tolelli episode?
no,
Thank God.
there was an episode where we talked about smoking pot in my backyard in high school, and she didn't know about this. I don't think she did. Who knows? Maybe she did. But I warned her. I said, Mom, there's some things in this episode you don't know about, so I'll just tell you ahead of time, because we talk about how when we lived at the apartment back when we were in high school, that we used to smoke pot when you weren't home from work yet. Because for those who don't know, my mom was a single mother, so she'd be at work and we'd smoke pot in the backyard in high school, after school. And I said, if you're not okay with stuff like that, then I won't show you the episode, because then you're going to get upset. She said, no, that's fine. It was in the past. Who cares? Okay, good. She went through the whole episode. We talked about a lot of shit that I thought she would have cringed at, and she was laughing. I'm like, okay,
nice.
good. Then we get to a part at the end of the episode where Chick drops the same 2 words he just dropped.
It's a real showstopper.
And I saw the look on her face changed. And she actually started mumbling something to herself. I thought I made out, why did he have to say that? Why did he say that? Why? Whoa, wow. Why would he say that? So she heard everything else about the
Sorry, man.
But when we got to that word, she was like, oh, well, I don't know about this podcast. I don't know about it. Those are some strong words.
Yeah, that's how we lost our sponsorship with our buddy
Daler
Mr.
Gear.
Mr. Daler
You're
Gear.
offended by the C word.
So anyway,
So tell us how you feel about her.
I hate Roseanne. I've never liked her.
Yeah, we're talking
Okay.
about Roseanne. There was an incident this week that everybody is aware of, and she tweeted something out. What is it? Do you guys remember what the tweet was?
I don't-
remember
I-
here.
I kinda
actually
just
had it
stopped.
up just so we could reference it.
It was about
It's-
Ivana Trump? No, it was about Trump.
No, it was about one of
was it about?
Obama's
Oh.
former aides.
Oh,
It was
right.
Valerie Jarrett was one of his aides.
Okay.
And Roseanne said that she was a child of a Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes.
Was that a racist tweet?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a racist.
Extremely racist.
It was
tweet.
Planet of the Apes because
She was a black
A
woman.
monkey.
she's black?
Yeah.
It's just a completely racist fucking...
It was a pretty shitty thing to say.
Yeah. So then the outcry that people are shocked that she got fired and that the show got canceled. Yeah. Any major network is going to cancel you when you make some racial fucking comments about an ex-president and his former aides.
Yeah,
You're
she-
fucking dope.
The show is Roseanne. I remember watching it as a kid.
Yep.
And now they rebooted it.
The reboot.
And it's on ABC channel, right?
Yeah.
And ABC is kind of a family-friendly network.
And it had
in
great
general.
ratings, too.
Did it have great
It
ratings?
was the top of it was the highest rated show on ABC. Like this last thing, I think.
You know what else that show had going for it? I saw a commercial. I didn't watch the show, but the dude that played Darlene's boyfriend,
Okay.
Galecki?
what's his name?
I don't know
David
her real
Galecki.
name, but
David
I know who you're
Galecki.
talking
That's his name in
about.
real life.
I think so.
Is his name David on the show too?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was David on the show.
He.
Maybe it's Johnny Galecki. I don't know. That sounds like somebody that got kidnapped.
Yes. Johnny Galecki
Remember that
kidnapped
Johnny
him.
Galecki
Yeah.
kid?
I remember watching that show as a kid, and he was the only show I saw him on was Roseanne, and then he was on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Right?
good. He's good on Big
And
Bang
I-
Theory.
I never
think
watched Big
he's a
Bang
funny
Theory. Is
guy.
it good?
Yeah, I like that show.
I never.
I'm not like a- I
it's
don't
one of
watch
those
it a
shows I
lot.
just never caught.
You watch
So,
an episode, you'll
His
laugh.
stardom and his popularity has gone up because of that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So now Roseanne's show is a reboot, but I think he brings in another built-in audience of people that used to watch Big Bang Theory that
Yeah.
might not have grown up with Roseanne the way
That's
we
true.
did.
That's probably very true.
So they had
And
some
Laurie
star power.
Metcalf too has gotten pretty big through the years. Like
she, you know how many people she just cost jobs?
who?
Everybody
Yeah.
working on that show,
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
the stars who came back. She literally, with one tweet, ruined it.
And she blamed
she's
it on
surprised.
Ambien, too.
The problem is she always makes dumb comments, and she's always been that person. Which, whatever, it's controversy, and I get it. You know, I don't mind people speaking their minds. But what bothered me about the whole thing was the uproar and shock that she got fired. Oh, she shouldn't have got fired. Yes, she should have gotten fired. You fucking idiot.
I'm a little surprised of your stance on this. I feel like you would be the other way. Like
What?
I don't know. Like that seemed like
Is it just because usually Chick disagrees with us?
Yes.
Because me and you both, we're thinking, yeah, she got fired, she got fired.
Right.
I just expect Chick to be like, who the fuck cares
Yeah.
what
Well,
she
no, What,
did?
now you
But
can't
no,
say
here's
it.
my thing. Who cares what she says? Like, I don't think people should hold any weight with it, and it shouldn't affect. But I think she had every right to get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck what she has to say? And if people want to, you know, her opinion, she's a fucking fat bitch anyway. She sucks.
Jesus
there's
Christ.
see there's something else behind this hatred of
I
Roseanne.
hate Roseanne. I've
Yeah.
never liked her.
Okay.
no real reason. I hated her show back then. I always thought she was annoying. Her voice.
This is the other
I never
thing.
thought she was funny. And then you come out and say some outlandish shit and blame it on Ambien.
I have reason to believe if we talked about Roseanne 2 weeks before this happened, he'd probably be talking the same way about her anyway.
Probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This incident has nothing to do with his hatred for Roseanne.
We just unlocked some
just-
weird hatred that he has towards Roseanne.
It's just some extra. He already hated her, and now he's got good. Now I got something else to hate her.
I
for.
love.
You know what else?
But it's just like I get freedom of speech, and like I'm not saying she obviously shouldn't go to jail or say what she has the right
Shouldn't go
to
to
say.
jail,
No,
no.
but I'm saying she has the right to say and do what she wants.
She's an idiot.
But any network also has the right to fire anybody for being a blatant
Definitely.
Well, this is what I think. I see that people get resentful, and they feel the need to let the other side know when they're pissed off or they feel resentful. Like, I want to let the other side know. And now there's a platform for Twitter, and somebody who's famous says, you know what, if I tweet this out, it'll get back to that other person and I'll piss them off. And like, those resentments can grow so strong that people can be blinded by the fact that they're putting all these people's jobs in jeopardy, their own personality in jeopardy. And where's the filter between that thought, that resentment, that driving force, that emotion that makes you want to really tell people how it is? That between the thought and the emotion and the action, there's no filter as you're typing it out. In Twitter, you're not even thinking, wait, maybe I shouldn't tweet this out. Like, it's one thing to react in an argument and say something stupid.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to let it build to the point where you take your fingers, you pull out your phone, you
And
load
you
up the
type it.
app, you pull out the tweet thing, you type all the thing. I mean, you've got a good minute to 2 minutes and a half, maybe even weeks she's been letting that grow.
That's my
maybe
point.
that thing bubbled over
Exactly.
and to the point where she finally said, fuck it.
That
I'm
wasn't like an
doing it.
interviewed question and she said something quick off the top of her head and like whatever. Like, that was a well thought out fucking, you thought about that joke. That's not something that comes that natural either. You write jokes, you're a comedian, like,
But she had to probably type it out. That wasn't her first draft.
That wasn't her first, like, that's what I'm saying. That was a scripted fucking just awful thing to say. Like, and again, I may be obnoxious in a lot of, and I think, freedom of speech, blah 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 blah, but I think she should have gotten fired. Yeah, she's an idiot. If I made a racist comment,
anybody that you're working for a network, you can get
do that. Exactly.
People shouldn't have Twitter. I mean, these idiots, like, some people just don't do that. Don't even give yourself the temptation.
Exactly.
Use it for, promotional stuff if you want to say. But if you have this thing where you can go off and at 2 a.m. And say something a little crazy, just get rid of it. Have your people get rid of the Twitter. You can't. Some people can't have that. I don't know.
You know what? I agree, and it's on the level that our president has this problem.
Yes.
Trump tweets things out.
He shouldn't have a
and
Twitter.
I'm like, what? Why? Did he think about what he's typing out? And maybe he does it on purpose, because you know what? It's actually the same behavior that got him elected. I think there's a big community of people over there that love when he speaks his mind and love when his personality comes out. Just as many people that hate it. I mean, I guess that is what politics has become, is 50% of the people like it, 50% of the people hate it,
Right.
depending on which side you're on anyway.
so split this country right now. It's crazy.
So I don't know about Roseanne. This is something funny. I work with somebody, and this is their comment. They were actually disagree with all three of us, and he goes, "You know what? If I was Roseanne, I would have done the same thing."
Oh, would you?
Oh yeah, everybody would do the same thing. Everybody's a tough guy.
But I thought it was funny because I said, "Yeah, well."
You have 10 people following you.
I was thinking, well, if you were Roseanne, you would have done the same thing because you would have been Roseanne.
Yeah.
So
does he mean
you would
like-
have did what Roseanne did. And guess what? If I was Roseanne,
I would
have did that too. But I'm
That's
not.
such a weird statement.
But
if I was Roseanne, I would have made the same racist comment. That's really a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. So you're saying you're racist, and if you were Roseanne, you would have been racist. Like,
Right.
just like, you're a fucking idiot.
And it's so weird that she blamed it on Ambien too.
And I think that's what actually really bothered me about it. Not that's what really bothered me, but who blames it on a sleep fucking drug? It wasn't even like it was alcohol or fucking hallucinogen or some shit. It was
That
literally
Ambien does do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I hear.
It makes you tired and puts you out.
I got to give it to her. That's a pretty good excuse coming through. Not just like, I stand by what I said. She's like, oh shit, I need to back out of this one. What's my best excuse? Alcohol. People aren't going to really take to, oh, she was drunk. Who cares? Ambien, be like, listen, I have trouble sleeping. Please, somebody sympathize with me on that. Where are my Ambien people at?
Where's my Ambien?
Those At least
Did
the
you
Ambien
see
people
the,
know that I'll say weird things, and I thought I was tweeting in my dream. And be like,
That's actually is pretty.
The I think it was Ambien, whoever the CEO
Oh,
of
that was such a
Ambien
great line.
actually came out and said that our drugs are not known to
Make
turn
people racist.
Make
Yeah.
people racist. Yeah, it was actually hysterical.
That
line.
was a well-crafted joke.
It was a well-crafted,
that
simple
was-
one-liner. Didn't have to take a shot at her. Just was like, yeah, our drugs are not. One of the side effects is not racism.
Yeah, the way they worded that was so perfect. I
That
forget
was
the
so
exact
great.
words, but it was so like whoever wrote that deserves a pat on the back because that's fantastic.
I see a good Saturday Night Live commercial parody for Ambien out of this, where like people taking
Are
Ambien and
they
just
gonna-
making racist comments
Is
at each other.
NBC going to touch something that ABC's doing right now, though? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, why not?
They
I
do it
don't
all
know.
the time. The
I feel like that's a touchy
parodies.
subject, though. I feel like that's, I don't know.
That's what they do on Saturday Night
Yeah, no,
Live.
you're
They
right,
poke
you're right.
fun at this stuff.
Yeah.
Did you
That would
see-
make a great one. People taking Ambien and then just making racist comments.
Yeah, it
And-
would.
the Ambien possible side effects, racism.
Right, like somebody takes an Ambien and. You know what? I'm not even going to spitball
not-
my ideas
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
show
let's
right now
go there,
because
bro.
somebody's going to take that the wrong way.
Yeah,
I
let's
already
not go
make
there.
enough semi-racist comments on here.
Yeah, they
Not
they
a
can take
racist.
they could like take another medication and do like another whole. There's a lot of ways to go with that.
Yeah, there is.
But
Yeah.
she's an idiot. I guess
Yeah.
she deserved to get
so
fired.
stay tuned to Saturday Night Live tomorrow. See what they do.
Yeah, go ahead, steal our idea. Take it. They're probably already working on it.
They probably are.
I guess that's it for the Roseanne story.
Yes,
Get
it's
I think-
over, just like Roseanne.
It's over. That story's over. I think this episode is over, to be
Yeah,
honest.
baby.
I have a lot to talk about, man. I have some stuff on my list here that I want to talk about, but
Just save it for the next one, or do you got anything nice?
I don't know.
Ending story?
We don't want the show to go on too long, and we ask for feedback. We ask for comments on the YouTube videos, comments on the SoundCloud, and nobody really comments. We get the listens, we get the watches, and we get the likes sometimes, and I really appreciate that stuff. But
Yeah.
it's hard to gauge how long we should go. Nobody's
Yeah,
really
guys.
saying
Yeah,
one
make
way or
comments
another.
on all
Here's-
of our media outlets, even our email, adultbabyshow@gmail.com. You know, any questions and suggestions or anything you got for us, man, feel free to throw
My
them out
thing,
there.
I'll just put it out on here. Like I think that for podcast listening, the hour is good, but when you're watching on YouTube, then you want it shorter. So it's like a weird, you know what I mean? Because when you listen to a podcast, a lot of times you're traveling, you're in the car, but if you're sitting down watching on YouTube, it's long for a YouTube. Does that make
like
sense?
a
It is
movie.
because when I watch podcasts on YouTube sometimes
Yeah.
they get recommended in my
Yeah.
my recommended videos all the time. But what I noticed is there's podcasts and they break them up into separate segments
Yeah.
because I guess these podcasts that I watch are like Joe Rogan's podcast. I've been watching Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
How do you
Chris
say his
D'Elia,
last name?
he's hysterical.
Dude, he's fucking
D'Elia.
funny,
I find
man.
that he's
Yeah,
got a
he's-
couple specials.
Congratulations
on Netflix.
with Chris D'Elia.
He's really
dude,
funny.
go.
Did you watch his stand-ups on Netflix? Hysterical.
I watched.
He's a funny dude, man.
I've been watching his stand-ups or crowd work where he basically just walks out on like someplace like the Laugh Factory,
Yeah.
and he just starts looking at people in the crowd and talking about stuff,
Really?
dude.
What
It's
is this
so
on? I gotta
funny.
watch
He
these.
doesn't even need to have anything lined up. He just starts
You know what's
riffing on people in
frustrating
the
about
audience,
that
and
guy?
it kills me.
You know what kills me is that guy is so funny and he's so good looking on top of it. Like he's got everything. He's like a two-sport athlete.
Who do you want to take him out?
No,
You
no.
take him out. Hey, Chris,
I
if
think
you're
the
listening,
opposite.
B
Somebody
has a
that-
crush.
He's kind of weird looking.
Somebody-
I thought.
no.
I would've
women-
never
women-
thought that was coming out from the.
Oh, women go nuts over him.
Do they? It's probably
Yeah.
because he's
Women
tall
and
and
B
lanky.
go nuts
Tall
over
and-
Chris D'Elia.
Women in B. No, hey, his name is D'Elia, by the
Chris
way.
D'Elia.
D'Elia,
What do
whatever.
you think about his lips? Does he have a nice lip?
They look soft.
Would you be socially awkward if you were around him?
Probably.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
funny. But so the point is, I've been watching these podcasts, and they do clips, 20-minute clips for YouTube, and it's
Yeah.
great. They get a lot of views. And unfortunately, our podcast consists of the three of us, and I try to get our stuff up on the internet and on the interwebs, but it's tough to spend that much time. Well,
Yeah.
like we were talking about, now that I'm a free man, maybe I should spend some time doing some 20-minute clips.
Well,
and
we'll figure that out.
try to
But
figure
you know
out-
what I'm
this-
saying?
Maybe
Like-
this breakup could be the best thing that ever happened to the Adult Baby Show.
Yeah, more people will hear us.
When you
and
listen to the podcast, like I can bang out a 2-hour podcast.
block my YouTube.
throughout
Yeah,
the
but
day.
you know we're different. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's different. Whatever. All right.
Anyway,
Hey,
what the hell were we
thanks for
talking about
listening
again?
to. Oh wait, I thought we were. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh, Chick, you're doing the outro
No,
now?
no. I didn't.
You felt the end of the show coming?
I thought that's what it
he
was.
felt it. You just,
I just thought that's what it was. I'm sorry.
He just wants a cigarette.
I'm retarded.
yeah, I think we are done. We really appreciate
Yeah,
everybody
thanks.
listening. Let's try to bump it ourselves a little bit here, guys. We want some likes.
Give us some
do.
likes
Guys,
and
likes,
and also
comments.
likes, review us on iTunes. That always helps.
Yeah.
The more you rate us high, and that helps us out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, please review everything. We
Or
love all
do
your feedback.
or do absolutely nothing like you've been doing, guys.
Oh wow.
I'm kidding.
We don't listen to me on that one.
Thanks, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends about the show if you enjoy
Hey,
it.
friends.
Listen up, baby. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy
Thanks.
your week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.